So, guys, this is Thursday, April 13th, and we're talking today about getting our heads and hearts right about having a record breaking presidential performance week train more next week. For those of you guys that are newer, guys, train mores happen once a month. They're 1 week set aside each month where corporate puts in big bonuses. You know, they put in big incentives for us to go out and slay the dragon. So a lot of people that, and they, again, I believe train mores. Normally, it's a $500 bonus for an eagle on a train more. An eagle's selling 10,000 in premium. I believe this week it's up over 1,000 for doing that this week. So it's next week on PPW. So guys, people that are really smart gear up and stack the decks in their favor to have big train more weeks. How do you do that? You have massive effort the weeks before. Those massive efforts sometimes it leads to some immediate results, but it always leads to some people that are just too busy to see you right now, but they can certainly have you come back next week. They can have you come back and do an enrollment over lunch or breakfast one day next week. And guys, that's when the magic happens and the big numbers fall. And these bonuses are earned and additional families are protected. So continue to push and have that high activity, not 3 or 4 demos, but 7, 8, 9, 10 demos. Guys, write this down. DDDDs. You want to be having those. Those are double-digit demo days. Okay? Double digits start at 10. When you get in the habit of having at least one DDDD each week and supplementing that with 6 demos on the others, you can't help but have huge weeks. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys here. This is a 6-minute recording I want to share with you by a legend in our business named Kia Chandler. Now she's known as Kia Alcama. But Kia, one of her claims to fame that she was on her way to a train more. This was in her second year in the business, way back, I think in 2005, 2006, somewhere in there. She was on a train more heading out to Nebraska. And there was a massive snowstorm that happened, and the interstates were just closed down. Couldn't get there. Okay. Well, she was right there on the Iowa-Illinois border. Okay. Iowa was, and I think still is, not a return of premium state. Illinois is, and she knew that she wanted to sell return of premium products. So she rapidly that night, she checked into a hotel, got online on NIPR.com and registered and got her Illinois non-resident sales license, downloaded the Illinois products, okay, the brochures. She didn't really have time to put in an order with corporate and have them ship it to her. She needed it immediately. So she printed up a couple copies and then went to a Staples or Office Max and made copies. So she had brochures for the people that she sold to. And she got online and did some smart work and did a little research on her area, found out where the big businesses were, and she ended up writing over $50,000 of premium that week in a town that she'd never been to, in a town that she didn't plan on being in that week, but because she was focused on the solutions, not the problems, she was able to make that happen. So just wanted to share that with you. It's a really cool story that lives on today and family heritage lore. And it's just about, guys, we get paid to solve problems. The people that solve the biggest problems earn the most in our business. And that's just how it works. So that being said, I want to share with you how to have a record-breaking train more. And in next week's case, how to have a record-breaking presidential performance week. Here is Kia Chandler Alcama.
Hi, this is Kia Chandler from Denver, Colorado, and I'm going to be talking to you about how to have a record-breaking train more week no matter where you are. There's a few things that you need to do. The number one thing is making a commitment to yourself. You just need to make up your mind that you'll be having a record-breaking train more. And the biggest part of making a commitment is setting up a schedule for your week and each day of that week. The first thing you need to do is plan on arriving on Sunday night of the train more and commit to staying until Saturday. You need to decide when you're going to drive home that Saturday before the week ever even starts. It's a lot easier to have a record-breaking train more when you let the amount of days working control how big your week is. If you're hitting your goal by Thursday, it's a lot harder to keep going if you're not committed until working through Saturday. Or on the other side, if you're short of your goal on Thursday, it's a lot easier to throw in the towel when you're not committed to staying the whole week. So in order to have a record-breaking train more, you need to commit to your schedule and the amount of days you'll be working that train more week. With that, you really need to look at the opportunity you have in the new week in order to have a record-breaking train more. You need to view it with a very abundant attitude. If you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always got. So on a train more, you just need to make the extra effort in order to get the extra production. That means you need to do more demos, work more hours, and that will get you more production. Just make a plan to start a little earlier each day and work a little later each day of the week. And the opportunity and the abundancy attitude you need to have is if there's 3,000 or 5,000 people in the town that you're working, you really only need to sell 20, 30, maybe 60 families in order to have a record-breaking train more week. So just know that even when you see a no, the abundancy of there's so many people in this town, there only really needs to be 20 or 30 or 50 families that say yes to have a record-breaking train more week. With that comes believing in yourself and just having a belief that it's no big deal to have a record-breaking week. Don't let your production determine your attitude on a daily basis. If you're committed to your plan and you follow through with that plan of your schedule, how many hours you're going to work each day, how many calls you're going to do, and how many demos, you will have a record-breaking week. You can't control when the big days come, or in that you can't even control when the big houses come. You can easily have a record-breaking train more week in one house. All you need is to find that one house, and that'll help you break through and hit your belief barriers of having a record-breaking week. You need to expect that it's going to happen. When you're committed to working the numbers, it should just be easy. You don't want to overthink it. You want to have the I'm supposed to be here attitude, and I'm supposed to be having a record-breaking week. Every time that you knock on a door, you want to say to yourself, I'm supposed to be here. Every time you're signing up an application, don't doubt whether or not they're completely sold. Just believe that you're supposed to be here and you're supposed to be signing them up. With that, you need to be very urgent about who you're talking to. You need to constantly tell yourself all day long during this week, who can I see right now? It's my job to see at least 50 families in Nashville or whatever town you're working. And what you want to say to a family is, why don't I just give you the abbreviated version so I can get you crossed off? If you like it, it's great. And if not, it's no big deal. But I need to see at least 50 families this week. I'm only here till Saturday. In that, you want to make sure that you use names to help you get that urgency through. You want to use names in your pre-approach. So you want to talk about who you've already talked to and who you're planning on seeing. This will help you get in more doors. You want to use names in your intro, families that you've talked to in the area that have seen the impact of cancer, accidents, and heart attacks. You want to use names in your demonstrations. This will help you get across your third-party selling. You want to use names in your closing. You want people to believe that other people are signing up for this. Anywhere that you can use them, you want to use names. And you also want to share names with all the people in your group there on the train more. So in conclusion, the things that you need to do in order to have a record-breaking train more week, no matter where you are, is number one, you need to commit. You need to make up your mind and set a schedule and just commit that it's going to be a record-breaking week for you. Number two is you need to look at all the opportunity that you have. It's a brand new place and there's so many people to see that it's your chance to do a little bit extra to get a little bit extra. You need to believe it's going to happen. You need to expect that by working the numbers, it's not going to be that big of a deal. You need to be urgent in who you see and you need to use names. And lastly, you just need to get excited about having a record-breaking week.
Guys, let's hear what were some takeaways that you got from that. There was a lot of good in there.
Convince yourself that you're going to have a record-breaking week.
Like Ashley said, believe that you're supposed to be there. I think that's good.
Yep. Guys, how would you know what would be step one to know if you're going to have a record breaking train more? What data would you want to have?
How many hours you're going to work that week and where your territory is?
Okay. How many hours and where your territory is. Hopefully, if you've been here more than a day, you know where your territory is, right? Because that's where we go to work each day. But guys, if you're going to break your own record, you would need to know what records are you working towards breaking? Is it your premium? Is it your number of families protected in a week?
Hello?
Is it your number of hours? Is it your number of demonstrations? Is it all of those? So you need to know what your personal records are if you're going to break them, right?
Yeah, you have to have a plan to know all of that. Fill out your VPF and follow it.
Yeah. So step one, guys, know what your records are, right? And you can learn that. You just go right and check out your net sales reports on the FHLconnect.com. That'll tell you exactly every single week what you've sold. Okay. Now, to find out for your effort, it's a little bit different. You would want to go to your canvassing chart. And for those of you guys who are a little bit new, I'm going to share this with you real quick. Your canvassing chart is right here. And so if I go over here to, I'm just going to take, let's just take one of our agents here, randomly selected. We'll go to, let's just go to Maria. She's really good about getting her stats posted in. So for Maria, we just go over here to reports, and then you see canvassing chart listed down here. There's lots of different reports. But you want to go to canvassing chart and then run report. Now we can very easily look through here and see for Maria that her best week so far this year in hours is 47. Her best week in demonstrations so far would be 38, which happened back in the first week of March. Her best week so far this year in sales, we're just scrolling through and looking here. It looks like 13,000 was a big one. There's 10,000 in March. So 13,000 would be her biggest. 13,208.40 was her best week in sales. Probably going to be her best week in families protected too. That was 13 families protected. Let's see if she has a bigger one. Nope, 13 was the most, and number of policies sold, that was also her best with 28.
Hello.
So, hello, good to see you. So guys, just know what your bests are by utilizing the tools that you have available to you. But then also, guys, commit. Just make the decision. Guys, if you've listened to any of the Elevators podcasts, and I hope you are, guys, if you're new and you're not familiar with the Elevators podcast, write that down. You want to go on Spotify and look up Elevators podcast. Okay, that's a podcast created by Dylan Buck. Guys, Dylan Buck has been in this business for a little bit over 3 years. Each year that he's been here, he's sold over 400,000 in premium personally. And last year, his organization that he's built sold just shy of $7 million of premium. That was bigger than all but about 5 agencies in the business. And he did that as a regional director. So just to put it in perspective, his 3rd year in the business, he earned a couple dollars shy of $900K. Not to get too much in anybody's business, but that kind of gives you an idea of what he's doing.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm not sure who we got on here that doesn't realize that we're doing a Zoom, but yeah. So anyway, guys, the Elevators podcast, get on there and listen to that, because they talk about, especially in the most recent one with Tim Sakashnikov, was about just having your no matter whats. So my question for you guys that are taking notes, write this down, is what are your no matter whats next week? Is it, hey, I'm going to make sure I get 40 demonstrations no matter what. It might take me 57 hours to do it, but by golly, I'm going to have my best week in demonstrations ever, no matter what. Guys, when you commit to controllable activities like hours, like demonstrations, then the family's protected, the applications sold, the net premium, those happen naturally as a byproduct of controlling your controllables and committing to your no matter what's. Okay. So my question to you is, what are yours? And I would encourage everybody to write that down right now. What are my no matter what's? And I would encourage you to put those down in hours and in demonstrations, minimum. Okay. And guys, in order to do that, you're going to need to look at your week as a whole, and you might determine that, hey, I'm not going to be able to start at 9 o'clock after the Zoom is over and get this done. I'm going to need to get out and shake a couple hands before the 8 a.m. Zoom start. Okay. I might not be able to knock off at my normal 5 p.m. knockoff time. It might take getting 2 demonstrations each day after 5 p.m. because 2 after 5 p.m.
Good morning, Family Heritage. It's 9 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and mute you.
Hey guys,
Before I do that, are you on?
is that me?
Yes, sir. I'm on.
Hold on, guys.
All right, man. Rocking and rolling.
Sorry about guys. That was actually me doing that. So had something playing in the background. So my bad. So, lost my train of thought. So right again, if you go get 2 more after 5 p.m. each day, that's going to add 10 presentations to your bottom line right there. And guys, I can promise you, if you do 10 of those, half of them will buy. That's just kind of how that works. And you're meeting the decision makers. Guys, the gatekeepers go home at 5 and they leave an unguarded business where you can walk right in and meet that business owner. Same thing before 8 a.m., guys. The gatekeepers don't show up until 8, sometimes 9 o'clock. You go in before that, you can walk right in and meet that person that you want to meet. That manager, that owner, that HR person that's so hard to get in front of between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. when that gatekeeper is posted up. So keep that in mind. And guys, I'm going to wrap up on this note here. I want to share with you guys a little piece from the home office, and it's a message from our president, Ken Mattson. And it says, stand united for Presidential Performance Week 2023. The world has certainly changed, but what hasn't changed is the responsibility we have to lead as presidents of our business. What hasn't changed is the fact that families need our coverage now more than ever. What hasn't changed is the opportunity really is better than ever to make a long-lasting impact. What hasn't changed is the incredible passion, purpose, and entrepreneurial spirit that brought you to Family Heritage Division. As entrepreneurs, the challenges we face and the obstacles we overcome help us grow and become stronger. As president of your business, you have continued to demonstrate tremendous hope, faith, courage, and determination. You continue to prove that you can overcome any challenge or adversity, and you have shown everyone you can do it with incredible grace, integrity, and purpose. You've continued to protect families, attract recruits, and lead from the front. You've once again continued to find a way to put a financial safety net around America in this pressing time. Presidential Performance Week 2023 is absolutely the most important week of the year. Let's challenge each other to step up, push ourselves, and be the catalyst in our communities for hope and growth. It's a week to honor the opportunity we have been given with our highest level of focused activity and effort to be dedicated to a presidential performance. What will you do this week to shatter your preconceived limitations, to push beyond your belief barriers, and to achieve the goals that expand your business to new levels? What records will you break? Will it be your first 10 demo day, first green out day, or first Eagle Week? Will it be your first field recruit or first cancer, heart, accident, life application written? Will you break your personal, team, or organizational production record for a week? We are united in our unyielding desire to protect families, make a difference in our communities, provide for those we love, and lift the ones we can. Let's be united to reach our potential, have our best week ever, and do it together as a family. Monday, April 17th is your opportunity to lead like a president with a Presidential Performance Week like no other. And guys, I'll share with this that next week, our goal as an organization is $130,000 of net annualized premium. And with the roster that we have, I counted up yesterday, we have a potential of 40 agents that can submit business next week. And guys, if we had 40 agents submit business, guys, 130,000 divided by 40 that's only about 3,250 per person. So with the help of everyone, guys, with it's a cinch by the inch, it's hard by the yard, it's a trial by the mile, and work that is shared becomes easy. So with the people that are going to be riding Eagles, having best weeks, if just the other people will just protect a family, make sure that everybody is on the scoreboard next week and protecting families and participating, we can definitely make this dream a reality. So guys, thanks for being on today. I would encourage you to take some time tonight, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, and get your head right and get your heart right about the people we're serving. And you can't be nervous when your mind's on service. So be sure to determine your non-negotiables, your no matter what's for next week. And then let's just finish this week strong, because one of the best, Peter used to tell us, one of the best ways to start the next thing strong is to finish the current thing strong. So thanks for being on, guys. Let's go out and have a great day, and let's go out and protect some families today and serve our communities. Thanks so much for all you do.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
Van.